Hey guys, it's Melanie. Happy Saturday one more time today. If you missed my earlier reviews, I mentioned that today, usually I like to do my weekly home fragrance roundup on a Saturday, but I am doing things just a little bit different because it's obviously a holiday weekend and I have my mom in town, and it was just a little bit easier for me to get some candle reviews pre-recorded versus doing the weekly home fragrance roundup. So the weekly home fragrance roundup will be back next Saturday, so don't you worry. But today we are just doing some candle reviews and reviews of candles that I kind of have been hanging on to a little while because I have been waiting for the holiday season to get here. So I am finally burning all of them. My house smells like just a Christmas holiday wonderland right now. This is really my favorite, most favorite time of year to burn because the scents that I tend to gravitate towards just are so warm and cozy and inviting, and I love them. I love this time of year. I get super excited about it. And one of the reasons that I get excited is because of the smells. I love me a beautiful holiday tree type fragrance because I do fake trees in the house. I really hate cleaning up messes. I feel like I deal with enough messes from the dogs, Stella and Craig, and I don't need the addition of live trees to bring in more of the schmutz for me to tidy up. So I rely on my home fragrance to give me that tree scent. And one of the fragrances that I was really excited to see Homeworx release this year for the holidays is this one right here, Vanilla Pine. Now let me tell you what I was hoping for with this one, and then I'm gonna tell you what I actually smell, if I still like it after burning it, and what the strength and throw is. By the way, have you guys met Harold yet? I didn't do a whole lot of like holiday decor shopping this year, but I did find this guy at Fred Meyer. Isn't he handsome? I've decided to name him Harold, and he sits here on my kitchen counter next to my Pottery Barn Chester Hurricane. I will link this Hurricane down below. I know some of you were asking about it. It's beautiful, right? It's also a small fortune. So just know that before you click on the link. This is a $150 Hurricane. You don't have to buy this one, I'm telling you. You can find a different Hurricane. I just really like this one because obviously it fits my Homeworx pedestals inside, and I love my Homeworx pedestals. They're my favorite like candle decor pieces, and I have to be able to incorporate them in all the seasons. So the fact that this one held the pedestals just made it a win for me. So that's why I splurged on this bad boy. Anyway, you guys, let's get into Vanilla Pine. Okay, so what I wanted this to smell like was a beautiful like holiday or Christmas tree note, if you will, with a beautiful creamy gourmand vanilla. Did I get that? Not exactly. But this isn't a bad scent. So let me just start out by saying that if you are expecting this to be similar to the Bath & Body Works Vanilla Balsam, it is not. But it is nice for what it is just on its own. So let's talk about the fragrance notes. We'll talk about what I smell, and then we'll discuss the strength and throw. Okay, so your notes here are pine needles, creamy vanilla, fir balsam, and sandalwood. Okay, so what I smell is sandalwood and a nice creamy vanilla, but it's not a sweet vanilla. It's almost, I don't want to say floral vanilla, but a very neutral, neither gourmand nor necessarily floral vanilla. It's kind of in between there. And in the very, very distant, if I really stick my nose into the candle while it's burning, I do get some either like pine or balsam notes, but they are not the predominant notes here. The very first thing that smacks me in the face is the sandalwood. And I do like sandalwood, but it does have that kind of musky, slightly earthiness to it, and you have to like that. This actually, I feel like this should have been named like cashmere vanilla pine or something. This is more in line to me with like a warm, fuzzy, like cashmere sweater type fragrance, you know, than it is like holiday tree. I'm not hating on it. It just was not what I was expecting to be. And I still would really like to see Harry do a beautiful tree scent with like a solid creamy gourmand vanilla, because man, do I love that combo. I have been mixing, if you're into Scentsy, I know some of you who watch my candle reviews also do some Scentsy stuff on the side, but I'm really enjoying the new Mighty Pine that they have. And you could probably also get like their very snowy spruce or one of their other like holiday scents. And I am mixing that with either Happy Birthday, vanilla bean buttercream, or sugar cookie. You should try that. It is so good, you guys. There is just something about mixing like a Christmas tree or holiday tree note with a vanilla. I'm not sure why, but it works. I think it softens the like overall astringency or astringent nature that sometimes you can get from either a pine or a balsam or like an evergreen type note. It just softens it and makes it prettier. I love that combo. So if you haven't tried that, there's your suggestion for the day. Bust out some of your Scentsy bars and start mixing. And I just do a cube of each. Like you don't have to do like 2 to 1, just 1 to 1 is fine. For me, I think my favorite is probably Happy Birthday, but because that's not readily available, try the sugar cookie, which is delightful on its own, or the vanilla bean buttercream, which again, delightful on its own. If you love the smell of wedding cake frosting, you have to try vanilla bean buttercream. But anyway, so yeah, I would still like to see Harry do a true like holiday tree with a creamy, gorgeous gourmand vanilla. I just know his take on it would be fantastic. So yeah, but this is not that. This is much more focused on that sandalwood and the vanilla with those tree notes just barely being like, I don't want to say an afterthought, but they really come in last place here. So you have to know that. All that being said, here I am talking about this candle like you can readily get it. I think it's pretty much sold out. I'm sorry. But I feel like it might come back. So I want to get this review out anyway. And I have actually had a couple of you asking me about this because there have been some vanilla pines that have been popping up on QVC for the as is. So you can certainly grab it there. And then I've also seen it just randomly pop up like in their regular, like somehow they found like a few extras in like a back hallway or something. And they're just like regular, new candles that popped out of nowhere. So it may still pop back into stock, and if you're interested in it, hopefully you kind of know what it smells like now. I wouldn't go necessarily based off of the name or even the imagery that is on the candle jar, which by the way, it's a beautiful label. It's like snow-covered boughs of, either like a pine or it's probably a pine. With some really pretty snow-covered pine cones in there. The label's gorgeous. Love the label on this one. Very festive. By the way, I did purchase 2 sets of this when it came out, and I'm glad that I did. Don't get me wrong, I don't not like this candle. It's just not what I expected it to be. I'm actually going to be saving my other ones for January because I think this is going to be great during like the cold weather months coming up here with, the holidays being over. This doesn't scream Christmas to me by any stretch of the imagination. And even after I take my holiday trees down, I think that for sure I'll be able to burn this, and it'll just be a nice, cozy, like cashmere type vibe in the house, which is always nice. You know, when it snows in January or February occasionally here in Oregon, it's nice to have a candle that would go beautifully with that type of, you know, outdoor weather. Let's talk about the strength and the throw though, because this is where I have a little bit of disappointment, but it's not entirely unexpected. This is on the lighter end of the spectrum. I think the strength of this one is about a 5. But here's the thing. It picks up strength and throw by putting it into a hurricane like this. So when I put it in the hurricane, I actually get the strength and the throw both up to about a 6. So it definitely will fill this corner of the house back here. I can smell it in the kitchen. I can smell it in our eat-in area over here. And I can smell it in the family room. It also kind of travels into the hallway where we have the butler's pantry. Like, it definitely kind of lingers out of here, but it doesn't get super far. This is on the lighter end of the spectrum. If you typically deal with headaches from candles that are too strong, this would be a great candle for you. And there, you guys, it's probably not most of you watching, because I know most of us that buy candles really are buying for insane strength and insane throw. We want our houses to smell like the thing that we are burning or melting, right? But there are people who cannot have like a 10 out of 10 strength and throw candle in their house. It will give them a migraine. It will give them a headache. It makes them want to gag. They want more of like an essence of fragrance kind of lingering in the background. They do not want to be hit in the face with it. I wish actually that I was more of that kind of home fragrance person, because I think that I would have maybe a lot more to choose from. Because, you know, there are a lot of candles out there that are on the lighter end of the spectrum, and they are great for people who prefer just a little less oomph to their candles. And if you're one of those and this one either pops back into stock on as is on QVC, or they miraculously find another load somewhere in their back hallway and they pop it up on their website, I think if you're interested in the fragrance as I described it, you should definitely go for it. If it comes back next year, I think it's worth a try. Just go into it knowing that this is not going to smell like a Christmas tree per se. It's a little bit more of like a cashmere sweater type vibe with just in the very, very background, a little bit of pine, a little bit of balsam, but it's predominantly vanilla and sandalwood. All right, you guys, I feel like I talked this one to death. I'm a fan. I'm not like the world's biggest fan, but I like it. I think it's nice. I'm certainly not going to be gifting out any of my backups. I'm going to keep them because, like I said, these are going to be delightful for me to burn during the month of January and February, when it's a little bit harder for me to try to find fragrances because I'm not ready for like summery, fruity tropicals. But I'm also like, I can't have like the holiday tree scents or things that remind me too much of the holidays in January because I get super bummed about Christmas being over. I'm one of those people. It really makes me sad to take all the decor down. So yeah, anyway, this will be a great transition for me. If you have burned vanilla pine, will you let me know what your thoughts are? Does your nose pick up more of those tree notes? They're just not quite there for me. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch today. I hope you're having a beautiful long holiday weekend and that you're able to relax a little bit. Let me know if you have questions. Please take the time to subscribe if you're new, and I will see you in the next one. Toodaloo from old Harold and I. We'll see you in the next one.